Greetings, Earthlings. Hey, how are you guys doing today? It's Wednesday, November 13th. Lucky number 13, 2024. We're almost to the end of the year. It's going to be Christmas soon. It's going to be Thanksgiving. There's going to be the Mike Tyson fight. Want to know if you guys are planning to gamble on that. We think Tyson's going to win. So big news today, though, is that alien existence is confirmed. And we have like biologics or something. So I'm going to show you that. There's also more big news. Yeah, I'm going to show you clips from the hearing today, several clips where they talk about having interactions, communication, making contact with extraterrestrial life. I don't even think they call it extraterrestrial. Non-human high intelligence exists out there, and they can fly spaceships and they can fly them really fast, apparently, or the spaceships themselves can fly fast. The spaceships themselves might be a higher intelligence. So I have that news. That's a big deal. Alien existence confirmed now by the government. Schellenberger's there, this other guy's there. So I'll show you those clips. The other big news is political in nature, and that is the appointments that Donald Trump is making. One of them, which Steve Bannon confirmed, would be really crazy from what I understand. But even Matt Gaetz, as Attorney General, is apparently making Democrats go crazy. So I have some highlights of Matt Gaetz telling pro-abortion supporters they're fat and ugly, for example. But Matt Gaetz, so the people that Trump has appointed, apparently, it's kind of like he's trying to shake things up. So Matt Gaetz is Attorney General. Tulsi Gabbard has been announced, I believe. I believe it's official. Some of this stuff, it's not official. I think the Matt Gaetz thing is official, that he's going to be nominated to be Attorney General. Then this other guy from Fox News is going. No, what the hell? Oh, Department of Defense. This guy from Fox News, who people are saying isn't qualified to run the Department of Defense, but it seems like he might be as qualified as other people who've run it in the past. But he's super pro-Israel. Mike Huckabee, ambassador to Israel, super pro-Israel. So the Arabs who voted for Trump are going to be in for a rude awakening when he unveils his one Israel policy of no two-state solution. It's going to be a one-state solution from this administration, it appears, based on the things the people he's appointing have said about Israel, like that there is no such thing as Palestinians. Yeah, that's what Huckabee said in the past. So it is going to be an Israel first government, same as last time. So we're going to have things to criticize the government for sure. So I have that news. I'm going to show you various clips of people he's appointed saying things. And today, Joe Biden welcomed Donald Trump to the White House, and everybody says it's the happiest he's ever looked. It's the happiest he's ever looked. That's what people are saying. People seem to be implying that Joe Biden is a secret Trump supporter this whole time. So maybe it's true. He did put on the Trump hat. That seems to be like what people are saying. Like Biden is happy that Trump won. First, Biden threw Democrats under the bus by apparently not by endorsing Kamala Harris because they wanted an open primary. Apparently, that's what Nancy Pelosi said. But then he threw Kamala under the bus by screwing up her campaign and then saying that garbage thing. That garbage thing probably didn't help much. but she was going to lose anyway. So I'll show you pictures of him smiling. He's happy. I'll show you video of him and Trump together. Bitcoin, which our show was about on Monday, is higher than it was when we spoke on Monday. It went up to 93,000 this morning or today, depending on what time zone you're in. 93K it made today, and now it's down to just over 90,000, 90,200. So I'll show you, I could show you the chart for Bitcoin. We think it'll keep we think it's going to keep going up. Some meme coins did really well today. Dogecoin has been doing really well. Oh, and that connects to Elon Musk and Vivek running the Department of Government Efficiency. But Dogecoin was doing well. Now these other meme coins are doing well. Pepe, dog with hat. Very exciting things in crypto world. So anyway, that's what we have to talk about to you guys today. The existence of aliens, introduction to Matt Gaetz, who seems to be the most controversial figure so far based on the reaction to him. The full staff of Israel First politicians. I might show you Dan Bilzerian. He said some very controversial things on Piers Morgan. So I can show you that too. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Did I tell you guys about Tulsi? Tulsi, Director of National Intelligence. Did I mention that? Thanks, Buddha Girl, for saying happy about Tulsi. I didn't know what position would be best for her. It's great that she has a cabinet position, but I thought she could just be an advisor, and I'd be happy with that. You know, maybe it's good for her to have an official cabinet position and stuff, but I would have been happy with her just as some kind of advisor that worked in the White House. But I imagine she'll get confirmed. Yeah. So all these people have to be confirmed. There's some talk, and there are 53 Republicans, I believe. Is it 53 or 54? I believe it's 53. 53 Republicans in the Senate. So 4 people have to vote. 4 Republicans have to change sides, and all the Democrats, for somebody not to be confirmed. So remember that. Zeke, I'll play my intro, then I'll answer some questions in the chat, and then we'll get to the show. Thanks for joining me. It's good to see you. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Yes, that's right. The real news. Sometimes about all kinds of different things. Today, Joe Biden welcomed Donald Trump to the White House. Everybody's saying how happy he looks. I'll show you those pictures. He got photographed. It is interesting, these traditions and so forth. They said he was Hitler. They said he was a fascist. And now they're just happy to invite him to the White House and take pictures with him. It's kind of weird. Like, I think it would be weird being a Democrat and and then having people say, "Oh my God, this guy is Hitler. It's the end of democracy." And then it's like, "Hey, Donald, welcome to the White House. Congratulations. I'm here to help." It's got to be a little discombobulating. And it doesn't happen every single campaign. I mean, not every time do they say this guy's going to end democracy. There will be no more elections after this one. All right, there's one of the pictures. That's everybody together. Everybody's smiling. Trump, I guess, went by himself. He didn't go with Melania or anything. But there's Jill and Joe and Trump smiling at the White House. Keep performance speedy. Okay. Make tabs inactive. So there he is. Here's another picture of him. He does have a really big smile on his face. It's actually kind of goofy. So there they are sitting in front of the fire, everything. And then here is the video they took of them talking to each other. Let's see. Oh, it looks like, oh, that time it didn't work. Okay, I have to stop and then share. I'll play you the video of them talking to each other. And I'll talk to people in the chat. Hold on.
President,
here it is.
and former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome.
Thank you. And, thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, Mr. President.
There you go.
And former President,
Thank you.
So it's going to be the greatest ever, says Trump. It's nice fire back there. You think it's real? I mean, do you think it? I mean, it's obviously fire. I mean, it appears to be. It's not on a screen, I don't think. But do you think it's wood burning, or do you think they just use gas? Probably gas. That's what I think too. So there they are talking to each other, shaking hands, being civil. Somebody asked, why didn't Trump do that for Biden? Because KDD says, can you explain to me why Donald refused to host the peaceful transition of power meeting when he was in the White House last time? Because he refused to concede the election until the end. So, I mean, this is just November. Trump was still insisting that he won the election until he still is. So that's why he didn't host the peaceful transition of power. But then I'm wondering, Barack must have hosted him. I think Barack hosted him originally, because apparently it's some kind of tradition. Must be uncomfortable. So there they are talking to each other. Okay, so I'll close those tabs. We talked about it. Here's an influencer. I was going to show you some cryptocurrency stuff, wasn't I? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Pepe is up 50% today, in case you're wondering. That's a meme coin. Meme coins are going to do well this time, I think. But gas is too expensive right now. I'll show you guys some more video. You don't care about cryptocurrency. I tested you with the show on Monday to see how much you cared, and you don't care. Let me show you this. Here's some influencer. I just think it's funny what she says at the end, to be honest. Let me show you that. This is an influencer who decided to support Trump. It is funny.
I don't care. It's happening. I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out. I'm done. Okay. I blew up on this godforsaken clock app when I was like 19 or 20 years old. Okay. Back then. Keep in mind, it has been 4 to 5 years and life has hit me like a fucking truck. Okay. I'm no longer the stupid brainwashed liberal that I used to be when I was 19. And I am being hated on so much for simply changing sides. And I'm done. I'm so tired of my old fan base. I don't give a fuck about your identity politics. I voted for Trump and I hate fat people.
I just think it's funny that she says she hates fat people. You got to be able to say it, you know, if you've been holding it in for a long time. Okay. Kash Patel. That's the one. Did I tell you guys about that? Kash Patel is director of the FBI. That would be crazy. From what I understand, he's like out there a little bit. And as far as like various conspiracy theories and stuff, I don't know for sure. They were talking about him as director of the CIA. Now there's Steve Bannon said that he's going to be director of the FBI when Chris Wray steps down or is fired after Donald Trump takes over. So we'll see. Kash Patel. And then we told you about Tulsi Gabbard. So we'll tell you about Mike Huckabee, ambassador to Israel. We took care of that early. All right, here's Matt Gaetz. This is a clip that's going around of Matt Gaetz. New Attorney General.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Mm-hmm. Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at the...
That's it. He said no one wants to have sex with you if you look like a thumb, is what he had said. And people are sharing other clips. Let's see. Yeah, here's the full clip. No one's going to want to impregnate you if you look like a thumb, he says. I saw some.
Like, why is it
like a thumb.
that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
There you go.
Why?
That's the meme warfare. So that's him. This is, I have a 5-minute clip of him going after the last attorney general. So there is some talk of like cleaning house with these picks. So it could be that he goes after Trump's enemies in the FBI and so forth. Here's him talking to the previous attorney general about investigations against Trump. Okay, see if you find this. People are sharing this as the type of attorney general he might be.
You can clear it all up for us right now. Will the Department of Justice provide to the committee all documents, all correspondence between the department and Alvin Bragg's office and Fani Willis's office and Letitia James's office?
The offices you're referring to are independent offices of state.
I get that. I get that.
State.
The question is whether or not you will provide all of your documents and correspondence. That's the question. I don't need a history lesson.
Well, I'm going to say again, we do not control those offices. They make their own decisions.
The question is whether you communicate with them, not whether you control them. Do you communicate with them and will you provide those
You
communications?
make a request, we will refer it to our Office of Legislative
But see, here's
Affairs.
the thing.
They
You
will
come in here
respond
and you
appropriately.
lodge this attack that it's a conspiracy theory, that there's coordinated lawfare against Trump. And then when we say, fine, just give us the documents, give us the correspondence, and then if it's a conspiracy theory, that will be evident. But when you say, well, we'll take your request and then we'll sort of work it through the DOJ's accommodation process, then you're actually advancing the very dangerous conspiracy theory that you're concerned about. Now, you were a judge, once nominated the highest court in our country. When you were a judge, I'm just curious, did you ever make political donations to partisan candidates?
No.
No, and you didn't, because that would create the potential appearance of impropriety.
I didn't, because there's a federal rule
Oh.
barring federal judges from making contributions.
Right, but under that same theory of attacks on the judicial process, like, shouldn't someone be owed like a jury of their peers and a judge that's non-biased, rather than getting a judge from your political opponent's donor file?
I'm well aware that you're not asking a hypothetical. You're asking me to comment on a jury verdict in another jurisdiction, which has to be respected. I won't comment on it. That case is still ongoing. The defendant
Mr.
has
Attorney General,
indicated-
I hadn't asked you about the verdict yet. We were getting there. I was talking about the judge. And so let me ask you this question about your time as a judge. Was there ever a time when you were a judge when you had a family member who was personally profiting off of the notoriety of a case that was before your court?
I'm going to say again, it's very clear you're asking me to comment on a case in another jurisdiction.
No, wait, hold on, Mr. Attorney General. Did you ever have a family member profit off of the notoriety of any case that you sat over?
Say again, you're asking
Yes or no?
You're asking me to comment on a case currently.
Well, it seems you're
For
connecting the
another
dots,
court.
Mr. Attorney General. I'm just asking you as to a general principle, but you are aware that Judge Merchan's daughter was profiting off of this prosecution. You are aware that that creates the appearance of impropriety. You know the very reason there's a federal rule against judges giving donations is because it is the very attack on the judicial process that we're concerned about.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with anything you just said, but I'm not going to comment on it.
Okay, so you won't comment on it, Mr. Attorney General, but you had no problem dispatching Matthew Colangelo. Who's Matthew
That is
Colangelo?
false. I did not dispatch Matthew Colangelo.
Matthew
That's false.
Colangelo
False.
became the Assistant Attorney General at the very beginning of the Biden administration. Without having been Senate confirmed, goes and gets the senior role at the DOJ. And then after, I believe it's Gupta replaces Colangelo, Colangelo makes this remarkable downstream career journey from the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., and then pops up in Alvin Bragg's office to go get Trump. And you're saying that's just a career choice that was made that has nothing to do with the lawfare coordinated
I'm
by the
saying it's false. I did not dispatch Mr. Colangelo anywhere.
Well, do you know how he ended up there?
I assume he applied for a job there and got the job.
But see, you know
I
what?
can
You
tell
know
you
what?
I had nothing to do with it.
Well, you might not have had anything to do with it, but we've got this contemporaneous evidence in Mr. Pomerantz's book. So Pomerantz writes this book, which I'm sure you're aware of, where he says, we put together the legal eagles to get Trump. We got all these folks together and we assembled them for that purpose. And so when we on the Judiciary Committee think about attacks on the judicial process, our concern is that the facts and the law aren't being followed. A target is acquired here, Trump, and then you assemble the legal talent from DOJ, Mr. Pomerantz, and you bring everybody in to get him. And meanwhile, the judge is making money on it. The judge is making money on it, or the judge's family is making money on it for stuff that you yourself wouldn't do. You know, no one's going to buy this. No one's going to believe it. It's going to create great disruption. And I am saddened by it because, like you, I have given my life to the law. I care deeply about the law. And I think that the lawfare we've seen against President Trump will do great damage well beyond our time in public service. I see my time's expired. I yield back.
Okay, I wonder if they're going to investigate this stuff. Like, I don't know if anything that they did was a crime, but there could be some exposure of government files. I assume, sort of like the Twitter files. Now that Trump's going back into government, about what they did to try to prosecute Donald Trump, but I don't know. We'll see. So Matt Gaetz, Attorney General, people are excited about it. He could go after people. I have the Israel stuff coming up. All right, you guys want to see the stuff from the Senate hearing? I have one that says the most important video on X today from Michael Schellenberger. That seems serious. So I'll play you that. UFOs. UFOs are real. Let me show you this. Here we go. This is Michael Schellenberger talking about. I guess he's been looking into UFOs too. And then the other guy here is Azondo, I think his name is.
We have a right
Elizondo.
to know what
Here we
UAPs
go.
are, no matter what they are. However, we now have existing and former U.S. government officials who have told Congress that AARO and the Pentagon have broken the law by not revealing a significant body of information about UAPs, including military intelligence databases that have evidence of their existence as physical craft. One of those individuals is a current or former U.S. government official acting as a UAP whistleblower. This person has written a report. This is the report that says the executive branch has been managing UAP NHI issues without congressional knowledge, oversight, or authorization for some time, quite possibly decades. Furthermore, these individuals have revealed the name of an active and highly secretive DoD unacknowledged special access program, or USAP. The source of that document told me, that the USAP is a strategic intelligence program that is part of the U.S. military family of longstanding, highly sensitive programs dealing with various aspects of the UAP problem. The new UAP whistleblower claims that the U.S. military and IC database includes videos and images taken using infrared, forward-looking infrared, full-motion video, and still photography. The report that was just shared with Congress says Immaculate Constellation serves as a central or parent USAP that consolidates observations of UAPs by both tasked and untasked collection platforms. Immaculate Constellation includes high-quality imagery intelligence and measurement and signature intelligence of UAPs, the whistleblower's report adds. The sources of this intelligence are a blend of directed and incidental collection capacities, capabilities, positioned in low Earth orbit, the upper atmosphere, as well as military and civilian aviation altitudes and maritime environments. The report to Congress details in detail various UAPs, including spheres, orbs, disks, saucers, ovals, triangles, boomerang, arrowhead, and irregular organic. The report describes various incidents found in the human intelligence databases. One involved orbs surrounding and forcing an F-22 out of its patrol area. In another incident, the crew of a Navy aircraft carrier watched a small orange-red sphere rapidly descend from a high altitude of 100 to 200 yards directly above the flight deck of the CVN, or aircraft carrier. And since my reporting on this Immaculate Constellation last month, another source came forward who told me that they saw a roughly 13-minute long, high-definition, full-color video of a white orb UAP coming out of the ocean approximately 20 miles off the coast of Kuwait. It was filmed from a helicopter. Then halfway through the video, the person said the orb is joined by another orb that briefly comes into the frame from the left before rapidly moving again out of the frame. The person discovered the video on SIPR, the Secure Internet Protocol Router Network, which the DoD uses to transmit classified information. A leading UAP researcher who utilizes the Freedom of Information Act to find out what the government knows, John Greenwald, told me last year that the U.S. government had been increasingly denying his requests for UAP information. He has been doing FOIA requests for 27 years and has an archive of 3 million pages. The government has for decades denied any interest in UFOs, he told me, but the documents that he has assembled show that behind the scenes, it was a completely different story. Contrary to the hopes of many advocates of transparency, the government has been restricting more information since the leak of 3 UAP videos in 2017. The DoD organization AARO has been labeling many documents with a B7 exemption, which Greenwald says does not make any sense.
There you go. So there's evidence. That's Schellenberger talking about it. He says he's got whistleblowers or something. Witnessed craft coming out of the water, joining up with another craft. Some kind of sphere over an aircraft carrier. Jacob Slatter asked an interesting question. Says, do UFOs exist if the Earth is flat? Yes. Do you believe in the final experiment, Jacob's Ladder, where they're going to Antarctica? Should I have on a flat earther to talk about the final experiment? It's pretty straightforward. Do you believe that if there's 24-hour sun at Antarctica, that we live on a globe for sure, because that's what they're saying. It's the final experiment. But do UFOs exist if the Earth is flat? Well, they exist, and the Earth might be flat, kind of. It seems kind of flat. I don't know anymore. I do know. I am pretty confident there is 24-hour sun at the at Antarctica, though, because I think they have summer down there in the southern hemisphere where the days get longer. And that's not possible on the commonly used flat Earth map. So they say it's going to disprove the flat Earth map. Mimsy Schwimsy says, my husband saw a small orange orb moving in the sky the night of New Year's Eve, Y2K. You were tripping that night, so I didn't believe him. Yeah, it's possible. But they might see, the thing is they may warp reality, these craft, and you could see them, or maybe some people see them and not everybody sees them. I'm not even sure. You have to assume they have very advanced technology. If they have very advanced technology, then they must have been experimenting with artificial intelligence. So there is some speculation that they could be artificially intelligent. Okay, I'll play you some more clips. Here's one about biologics. Here's a clip about biologics being recovered.
In the discussions, it's simply about material, or is there discussion about it was previously testified that there was biologics that were collected. Are you aware of any of that?
I am, sir, aware of the reporting that biologics have been recovered. Again, my focus was more nuts and bolts, looking at the physical aspects of these phenomenon, how they interacted around military equities and nuclear equities. So I'm certainly not a medical expert. I would not be able to probably provide you a whole lot of value in that, simply because I don't have the expertise.
But was anything described as that we have possession of bodies?
Yes, yes.
We have is it multiple types of creatures, or?
Sir, I couldn't answer that. I can tell you anecdotally that it was discussed quite a bit when I was at the Pentagon. The problem is the supposed collection of these biological samples occurred before my time, in fact, before I was even born.
And was this part of the Lockheed Martin discussion, or was this the biologics is a completely separate?
Separate yet related.
Okay. Has anyone made contact?
Sir, I'm sorry, could you specify?
Has there been any, to your knowledge, any communication with a non-human life form?
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word, because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning, when a Russian reconnaissance aircraft comes into U.S. airspace, we scramble 2 F-22s, and we are certainly communicating intent and capability. I think the same goes with this. We have these things that are being observed over controlled U.S. airspace. And they're not really doing a good job hiding themselves. They're making it pretty obvious they have the ability to even interfere with our nuclear equities and our nuclear readiness.
There you go. That's what people talked about, right? They reported that it would fly over nuclear missile silos and shut them down and stuff. People, they say that these UFOs seem particularly interested in military assets. And they spotted them originally during World War II, and they were flying planes and stuff, right? They call them Foo Fighters. So that's interesting. Bodies. He said before he was born. That's probably Roswell. I started to come to believe that the Roswell thing was true. And maybe they recovered bodies from that craft in Roswell, New Mexico, back in the day. Those in the 50s. All right, here's more. More from this hearing. Definitely a groundbreaking hearing. Lots of people in the chat say they've seen UFOs. Lots of people in the chat. That's very interesting. Many people in the chat are chiming in with their own experience with UFOs. At least Mimsy Schwimsy said so. William Birkin says had an experience with UFO when you're on acid or mushrooms. Pantera says, I want to send you a UFO video I took myself. Ma the Meatloaf says, I've seen multiple throughout my life. Nuckfugget says it's easy to summon UFOs. I've never seen any. Katie has, though. She saw some, and it seemed like it was a momentous occasion, like a serious occasion. M. Lansing says my brother saw them 3 different times. Wow, we have a chat that's full of people who saw UFOs. I still haven't seen my first one yet. They haven't revealed themselves to me. Maybe I haven't taken enough acid or mushrooms. Maybe, but I will. You say it's easy to summon them. What do you summon them with? Like a little laser light or something? All right, let me show you some more. Lots of photos, video, etc. Lots of proof of UFOs that hasn't been leaked out. Why is the government releasing this information?
What's the key takeaway? Just a few seconds about the Immaculate Constellation document you provided us today.
I think that what the American people need to know is that the U.S. military and intelligence community are sitting on a huge amount of visual and other information, still photos, video photos, other sensor information, and they have for a very long time. And it's not those fuzzy photos and videos that we've been given. There's very clear
High res,
images, high resolution.
How many visuals, graphics, videos, photos?
I mean, I've been told hundreds, maybe thousands. I mean, I also wanted to say, because there was some conversation around concern around the revealing of these materials, revealing the source collections, but some of these are shot from helicopters using normal videos of oceans. I just think that's absurd that somehow you're going to be revealing some secret U.S. technology by revealing that you've photographed orbs off the coast of Kuwait.
What's the key takeaway? Just a few seconds about the.
There you go. So lots of video exists. We have also some kind of secret technology for capturing video. It seems like was revealed there, probably maybe through satellites or something that we don't want to reveal. We can't show the video because it would reveal our secret technology, which captures video of everything, probably everywhere. What do you guys think of MH370? Have you guys seen the thing about MH370? People are talking about that. There's that video of it being surrounded by orbs and then disappearing. You seen that video? People say it's real. It's not real. There's a question about what the source of the video is from. All right, here's We Are Not Alone in the Cosmos. Let's see.
Over the last decade and a half, I learned that certain UAP programs were and are operating without any of these elements. Although much of my government work on the UAP subject still remains classified, excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public, all to hide the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos. Over the last decade and a half, I learned that certain UAP
There you go. We are not alone in the cosmos. What is the cosmos? Where do the aliens come from? I tend to think they don't come from other planets, but I'm not sure. Flat Earth theory is that humans are the most advanced, I believe, because like we're the only ones in the universe. Where do the aliens come from? Some people say they come from under the ocean. They could come from other star systems. All right, here's some more video from the hearing. I have more. Buddha Girl says they live past Antarctica on the other lands. That's possible too. By the way, I have a super chat goal in the chat if you guys want to do it. I also, we have our store, truthclothing.io. Check out our store for shirts. I'm wearing a propaganda hoodie today and t-shirt actually underneath it. Propaganda, that's a good one. It's on sale right now. Check out our sale, truthclothing.io. We have shirts for like $5. We have Bitcoin shirts for $5. Crypto future. Get them while you can. We're thinking about raising the price back up again. All right, I'm going to show you some more video from the hearing. Some people believe they and people haven't seen the MH370 video. I was going to show you that. There's a guy, Ashton Forbes. This is the video. Two military videos. I'll show you the MH370 video in case you haven't seen it. This is a thing this guy, Ashton Forbes, has been talking about. I think he's been on Alex Jones. Pretty sure he's been on Alex Jones talking about it. People say it's totally legitimate video. Let's see. Here it is. Oh, there's the plane. Let's see. Wow, how did they take this video? Thanks, Buddha Girl. Thanks for participating in the Super Chat Challenge. There, see? I don't know how they took this video. But see those orbs? They say the guy who's released this video says it hasn't been debunked. All right, went off camera. Thanks, Buddha Girl. Appreciate you. You can also go to buymeacoffee. Here, take a look. There, boom. It just blipped out. Like it went through a black hole. Here's the video again. They say this is MH370. There's the orbs. Basically, the orbs are being isolated to show what they are. Thanks, Job for 9. Job for 9, I appreciate you. You're always chipping in. Thanks, Job for 9. We are very close to our goal. So yeah, that's it. That's the video of MH370. And then there, bloop, it like turns into a black hole. They teleported the plane. We never found the wreckage of the plane. There. Some kind of black hole. Weird, right? Thanks, Job for 9. You're cool. Mr. Happy, you said you thought they did debunk it. The guy who's presenting it says it has not been debunked. So, and I don't ever see any notes. I don't see any community notes on it. It's from a drone, they say. And here's more video of it. Hold on. This is video that's not thermal, looks like. Yeah, there. More video. Yeah, it's different angle. I don't know who's taking these videos. It's like some kind of satellite or But it is crazy. Let's see it there. Plink. Crazy. I'll show you more video. Let's see. This is other video of it. So that's MH370. Ashton Forbes is the guy's name who's been leaking that stuff. Okay, I have some more. I will show you. Here's this. Ms. Hayes, you think the ocean is kind of big? So they wouldn't have been able to find it? I think they would have found something. If it crashed in the ocean, they would have found something more than what they found, I think. I tend to think the plane was diverted or something, landed somewhere. I'm not even sure. But I don't think it crashed in the ocean because they would have found some kind of debris field with all the searching they did. And the evidence they found something washed up on an island somewhere. Thanks, Zeke Bucks. Freedom of face. Freedom for face. Thanks, man. You said you were wearing that shirt today. That's cool. And then I showed up in your feed. That's cool. Zeke Bucks is back, everybody. He said he hasn't seen the show for a while. And then it just showed up. Maybe you're interested in UFOs. I've been live for about a month. Oh, a month and a half already. I was off before that for about 6 months. Stacking sats. I was just getting Bitcoin for a while. Had to take a break from live streaming to get Bitcoin. All right, here's more from that hearing on the UAPs. You got to figure out how they do the maneuvers they do, the G-forces.
Can you speak on that at all?
Ma'am, I'm not qualified, certainly as a scientist or otherwise, to speculate points of origin. I looked at everything from a scientific perspective. So if you look at, for example, instantaneous acceleration, which was one of the observables of the program that I belong to, ATIP, the human body can withstand about 9 G-forces for a short period of time before you suffer negative biological consequences, blackouts and ultimately redouts and even death. Comparison, our best technology, the F-16, which is an older platform, but one of our most highly maneuverable aircraft, manned aircraft, made by General Dynamics, can perform about 17 or 18 G-forces before you start having structural failure, meaning that the airframe begins to disintegrate while you're flying. The vehicles we're talking about are performing in excess of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 Gs.
So can you speak on that at all?
Theoretically. But how would the thing, but they don't break the speed of sound. So I tend to think they're teleporting kind of through space. Because the living beings inside of the ships, assuming that's what's going on, they wouldn't be able to survive those G-forces. I don't think. Themselves. So we're speculating that those would be the G-forces, and then the craft shouldn't be able to sustain it either. Those kind of G-forces. It would just get crushed, right? By all that force. So that's impossible. I think they teleport somehow through space because they don't break the sound barrier either. They don't create a sonic boom, which they would because they clearly go faster than the speed of sound. So, all right, I have one more video from the hearing. Play this. Buddha Girl, did you watch the hearing? You said, for me, the most interesting takeaway was the physical effect pilots had when they came in contact with UFOs. I haven't heard that. What kind of physical effects? Nausea? Blackouts? From coming in contact with UFOs? I haven't heard that yet. Was that at the hearing? I just pulled some clips from Twitter. I didn't actually watch the hearing. I was too busy watching Bitcoin chart to tune in.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft? Yes or no?
Yes.
Does the U.S. government have any reverse? Okay, we've already answered that question about retrieval programs. Do any U.S. contractors have the same?
I would prefer to address that in a closed session, ma'am.
Okay. In your book, you mentioned government employees who've been injured by UAPs, placed on leave, and receiving government compensation for their injuries. Is that correct?
That is correct.
How can the government deny we have recovered craft if they're paying people because they've been injured by recovered craft?
Ma'am, that's a great question. That's why I think we're here again, because I've seen the documentation by the U.S. government for several of these individuals who have sustained injuries as a result of a UAP incident.
There
Has
you
the
go.
government conducted?
So apparently people have been injured by craft that we've recovered, and we still deny that we've recovered craft. So there you go. We've recovered craft. We've recovered biologics like bodies. And we have lots of video. Okay, let me show you some of the, well, let me show you Kash Patel. People are saying is going to be the new FBI director. Okay, that's it for UFOs. Okay. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks, Brian M. I think we've almost reached my goal. Oh, just one more $5 super chat. Then we'll reach the goal. That's amazing. Thanks, Brian M. Who says, one night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me. Thanks for that very mysterious $20 super chat. It must be a song. It's a song that I'm not familiar with. One night in Bangkok. Is it good? Does it rock? Mimsy says, sing it. I don't know. I don't know the tune. Should I find it? All right. Here's Kash Patel talking about getting rid of the FBI, who might be FBI director. Okay. Oops, that's not it. Here. This is Kash Patel. So this would be the most controversial. Matt Gaetz, already kind of controversial to certain people. Here is Kash Patel, who might be director of the FBI.
The FBI's
apparently.
footprint has gotten so freaking big. And the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for their next government promotion, looking for their next fancy government title, looking for their parachute out of government. So while you're bringing in the right people, you also have to shrink government.
There you go. So that's possibly the new FBI director.
The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big.
Who was going to be appointed like acting director of the CIA in the waning days of Trump's thing. So, but wasn't at the last minute. Is a loyalist, they say. What's the song called? One Night in Bangkok? People are saying it's a really good song. Murray Head, One Night in Bangkok from Chess. Is that the one? Murray Head? Murray Head? We'll listen to it. Let's see if it's good. Because we got a $20 super chat. I don't know how much I can listen to because of the rules. Copyright.
but the city is kept the creme de la creme of the chess world in a show with everything but Yul Brynner. Time
Something about
flies, doesn't
chess?
seem a minute since the Tyrolean spa had the chess bars in it. All change, don't you know the way?
This is something from Chess. Is that the one you guys are thinking of? Thank you for that. One Night in Bangkok. From Chess. It looks like it's about chess. Don't know what to think of that. All right. Kristi Noem nominated to head the DHS, Department of Homeland Security. People are saying she's not qualified. She has talked about anti-Semitism bills before, so I'll play some of that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Governor Kristi Noem, and I'm so thrilled to see all of you here this morning. Thank you for being here to honor such a special occasion where we sign a bill that will define anti-Semitism and how we can continue to make sure that we're standing against acts of hatred and standing in solidarity with our Israeli community and the Jewish people.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Yep. So she had some kind of anti-Semitism bill in her state, apparently. So that's her. Kristi Noem, pro-Israel, pro-J. Here is Pete Hegseth. He's the Fox News guy that apparently is going to lead the Department of Defense. So here's what he says about Israel on his show. So I have several clips of this guy, Pete Hegseth, who people are saying isn't qualified to run the all the people are saying they're not qualified or whatever, but they'll probably get confirmed. But this shows you the kind of people that are being recommended early. Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, very pro-Israel, maybe not as blatantly as some of these other people. But here's this guy talking about Israel here.
Ainsley, if you open up your Bible, God granted Abraham this land. The 12 tribes of Israel established the constitutional monarchy 1000 BC. King David was their second king and established Jerusalem as the capital. Jews were fighting foreign occupiers for centuries, ultimately maintaining a presence there. But the key aspect, and right now, Palestinians, Arabs, Muslims are trying to erase the Jewish ties to Jerusalem as we speak. I've been there multiple times. They're trying to make it look like Jews were never there. The most important aspect of this is the international community granted sovereignty to the Jews, to the Jewish state after World War II. And Israel has had to fight defensive war after defensive war with every country coming to crush it ever since then, just to exist.
There you go. So that's his point. We're definitely, I think we're definitely headed toward a one-state solution with Israel. Oh, I got to turn on the lights. The sun goes down so early. All right, let me play you this clip. This is more of the same. Play that.
Anyone that wants to take the stage and talk about dual loyalty is dead wrong. What this organization represents, what Western civilization represents today, is an understanding that Zionism and Americanism are the front lines of Western civilization and freedom in our world today. And what better time for that relationship? From the scrapping of the terrible Iran deal to the embassy move, the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of the Jewish state, and the recognition of the Golan Heights. This president is a true friend of the state of Israel. It is an eternal bond, an unbreakable bond that represents faith and freedom and fidelity to historic, religious, and cultural traditions, the opposite of secularism and Islamism and anti-Semitism. I don't want to be Jeb Bush, but it's okay to clap. Just kidding.
There you go. That's his full support for Israel in front of an Israeli thing. So that's Pete Hegseth. And then I have him talking about dismantling as Secretary of Defense, like what he would do. So I have a clip of him not talking about Israel. And a reminder, Tulsi Gabbard's got her spot, Director of National Intelligence. Here he is talking a little bit about dismantling the current setup.
There's a chance to course correct it, but it would take the new Trump administration going after it really hard.
How would they correct it?
Well, first of all, you got to fire. You got to fire the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and you got to fire this. I mean, obviously, you're going to bring in a new Secretary of Defense, but any
Got
general
like a
that was involved,
tattoo.
General Admiral.
Looks like he has a tattoo that says "We the People." That maybe has a snake on there too on his arm. He looks like he has a tattoo that says "We the People." He seems serious.
Or whatever that was involved in any of the DEI woke shit, it's got to go. Either you're in for war fighting, and that's it. And that's the only litmus test we care about. You got to get DEI and CRT out of military academies, so you're not training young officers to be baptized in this type of thinking. And then, whatever the standards, whatever the combat standards were, say, in, 1995, let's just make those the standards. And as far as recruiting, to hire the guy that, did Top Gun Maverick and create some real ads that motivate people to want to serve. And there's lots of other ways in which you could identify who gets promoted and what, but there's an ethos change. I mean, there's a reason people don't want to serve, because they don't trust that their senior leaders are going to have their best interest in mind in combat. I know there were mistakes made on our tours all over the place, but I, at least for the most part, had a sense that my senior leaders were committed to the completion of the mission for the right reasons. And maybe there were strategic differences and all that other stuff, and it wasn't always perfect, but that trust is broken, and you have to reestablish that trust by putting in no nonsense warfighters in those positions who aren't going to cater to the socially correct garbage.
There you go. So that's the things he might do as Secretary of Defense. Then I have something about Jews too. And then so that's him talking about positive things that he would do as Secretary of Defense. Get rid of the DEI stuff. Be able to recruit people more, etc. All right, here's Mike Huckabee, ambassador to Israel, saying there's no such thing as Palestine, basically.
My feeling personally, and I'm speaking only as a person, I think Israel would only be acting on the property it already owns. I think Israel has title deed to Judea and Samaria. There are certain words I refuse to use. There is no such thing as a West Bank. It's Judea and Samaria. There's no such thing as a settlement. They're communities, they're neighborhoods, they're cities. There's no such thing as an occupation. That they get out of their minds
There you go.
that people are living in lean-tos, tents, sleeping in cars, circled around a tree. They're living in very well-designed and beautiful cities and communities. Can't wait to get back. I'm going to take an extra hat. I'm going to get it to President-elect Trump. Build Israel great again. Who knows? We may see him wear this out there in one of his rallies somewhere. I don't know. Can't promise that. I can only promise he will get a copy of the hat. Thank you very much.
He'll get a copy of the hat. That's a weird thing to say. He'll get a hat, I think. I don't think they make copies of hats. So, yeah, that's Mike Huckabee basically saying there is no occupation. There's no such thing as settlements. So it's basically, I mean, I just tend to think they're just going to go for a one-state solution, which is pretty crazy, taking away the land from the Palestinian people. Whether they were there in ancient history or not, I don't know, but I think they have a right to something personally. But there you go. So Zionists in the establishment. Okay, here is something different. This is Dan Bilzerian was on Piers Morgan talking about Jewish people. So I was concerned this would actually get me a strike or something, but he says some things about Jewish people basically on Piers Morgan. So we want to review that. He in one clip, he denies that 6 million were killed in the Holocaust. He says he would bet his entire stack on it being less than 6 million. He says that. And then Piers is very offended the whole time. Dan Bilzerian, who was at the Las Vegas shooting, that was always a little suspect. All right, here he is talking to Piers Morgan about Jewish supremacy and so forth. So I'll play that.
You do. I don't like a religion that says that they're better than other people. And what's that? Well, you do. You obviously do. It's blatant. No one watching this will draw any other conclusion. I'm staggered about how brazen you've been. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it when people think they're better than other people, and you see that in Israel, and they're acting like that, and they're treating Palestinians like second-class citizens. They're treating them like subhuman beasts, and it sells that in their Talmud. So it says if you are not a Jew, that you are basically subhuman. And I don't think that Judaism and Christianity go hand in hand. I mean, they believe that Jesus is in hell burning in human shit, and they believe the Virgin Mary is a whore. So I don't think those are two religions that really intersect very well. But you know, we've been programmed that they do, and we've been programmed that it's okay and that Jews are the chosen people, and I just disagree with that. I think everybody's equal. Do you even comprehend how this interview is going to play out when it airs? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be bad, but you know, my opinion is not politically correct, but I believe that is the truth. You know, there's 2 billion Muslims, but everybody wants to, you know, promote this anti-Muslim, this hatred for Muslim, like they're all, you know, these terrorists. And I think the Israelis are the terrorists. I think they are the ones perpetuating the big acts of terrorism. And, you know, nobody wants to talk about that. And what do you say to Jewish people who may watch this and be utterly horrified by what they're hearing? They can be horrified. I mean, I was horrified to find that they mass murdered Christians. I was horrified to learn the things that they teach in the Talmud. I was horrified that they think that Jesus is burning in shit in hell. I was horrified that they think that the Virgin Mary is a whore. I was horrified to learn that they think it's okay to steal from Gentiles. I was horrified to hear that there's, you know, 2 sets of justice. I was horrified to find out that they think it's okay to, you know, gang rape Palestinian prisoners. I was horrified about all those things. I'm horrified that we're funding a genocide right now. So they can be horrified. Dan Bilzerian.
There you go. So that was quite an interview. He also, like I said, in the same interview, he said that it was less than 6 million, which you're not supposed to say. So, and he also said that Jews were responsible for the slaughter of many Christians, like the Bolsheviks. So that was Dan Bilzerian on Piers Morgan saying some uncomfortable things. They can be horrified. So Piers had him on. I didn't know Dan Bilzerian felt that way. So anyway, that's that. I'll take some questions from the chat if people have them. Thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for the super chats. Job for 9 says, what are my thoughts on new Elon Musk coin? I would be very skeptical. Is it endorsed by Elon Musk? Because there's lots of Elon Musk coins. There's Doge Elon Mars, which is an old one, which apparently has been pumping. I'm not sure. So there are lots of, there have been other Elon Musk coins, I believe. I don't know of a new one that's official. If it is official, I don't know. He likes Dogecoin. Dogecoin, I mean, It's at like $70 billion right now or something crazy. It's going to be $100 billion coin soon. It's going to be all meme coins in the top 10. I have a feeling. Pepe's up 50%. WIF is up 30 some percent. All the meme coins are pumping. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about a new Elon Musk coin. You can tell me about it. You let me know on Discord or something what it is. But I do believe in meme coins. I do believe in them, but they don't all succeed. Now, some of them might really pump, like Pepe did today. But Pepe's an established meme coin. WIF is an established meme coin. They have billions in market cap. Well, I'll show you the Bitcoin chart. Right now, we're at over $90,000 still for Bitcoin, which is just the beginning. I think it's definitely not too late to get some. And you just want to buy it periodically. Buy some now. You don't have to put it all in all at once and try to say, oh, I need to buy Bitcoin, so I'll put it all in. You can just buy it a little bit. If you're trying to put in a bunch of money, you can put in a little bit every day, $100 a day or something like that. If you're trying to invest a lot. If you don't have much, you can buy $10 a week. It's going to go up. It's going to go up to, $1 million. Don't know for sure when, but it could keep going up very fast is the thing. There is that possibility. Over 90 grand right now. All right, guys. 1:11:55. Good timing. Thanks for tuning into my show. I appreciate you guys. Sorry I missed the show yesterday. I'll try to be back promptly tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Job for Nine, Buddha Girl, Zeke Bucks, and Brian M. for throwing down some super chats. We didn't technically reach the goal, even though we should. Job for Nine, they didn't count your super sticker as a $5 super chat. The stickers don't count, I guess. So we got 4 out of 5. That's still pretty good. Nuckfugget says, what if $1 million is what a car will cost in 5 years? Some cars do cost that much. I don't think it'll be that. I think Bitcoin will appreciate faster than inflation, if that's what you're asking. Thanks, Job for Nine. I think you're too late. Thanks, though. You're too late because the timer ended. It was just 30 minutes. That's all right, though. Thanks, Job for Nine. You're cool. Happy to answer your questions anytime. Thanks for that. All right, guys. We'll see you the next one. Next show, Bitcoin will be 95,000 maybe. Oh, yeah, I have to praise the chat. Hey, I forgot. You guys are the greatest. You guys are the best. I have the best chat on YouTube. Thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. Especially you, Spaldo. Thanks, Brian M. Try this version of One Night in Bangkok. Yomi One Night in Bangkok. Now or in your leisure. Well, you gave me $10. What do I have to do? Search on YouTube. One Night in Bangkok. Yomi One Night in Bangkok. Okay, I'll look it up. The original one was interesting. I wasn't like, I couldn't play the whole thing for one thing because I'm worried about getting a copyright strike. Yomi One Night in Bangkok. Okay. Cover by Yomi. Okay. I'll play that right now. Because you gave me $10. What else am I going to do for $10? Let's see.
Bangkok, oriented setting, but the city don't know what the city is getting. The cream de la cream of the chest roll in the show with everything but you, Brina. Town bars, dozen more minutes in the tail and spa and chest rolls in it. All changed, don't you know the venue? Black is louder than the audience on the venue. Is Iceland, or the Philippines, or Haitians, or this place? One night in Bangkok and the world's strongest star. The bars are tempers, but they're person free.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
And then we go
I know
to
that.
Crystal. And if you're lucky, then the Gasoshi. I can feel the land just sliding up to me.
Yeah, I know
One
that.
town's better like another when your head's down over your pit.
Good song. Thank you. Now that I heard the hook, I do understand it. I have seen it before, or I have heard it before. Bum, 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 bum. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. For now, that's what it is.